What we're going to be talking about today is the feasibility of a scientific proof of God. This is very possible within the context of who God is and who we are. Atheists have managed to perpetuate the greatest scam in all of history in their invalidation of not only God, but the possibility of proving God exists or establishing his existence. The process that atheists have used, in invalidating the possibility is to define reality in such a way as it precludes God and more generally any supernatural or what they call supernatural entities or existences. So their procedure or methodology, what they propose or stand by, is that we have to accept that all reality is made out of matter, energy, space, and time, and that there is nothing else other than that, and that the procedure of validating a claim is to prove using the elements of matter, energy, space, and time that the proposed existence or the claim is validated or verifiable within the matter, space, and this matter, energy, space, and time continuum. But they have already made it impossible categorically for anything to exist outside of this continuum. The problem is they haven't validated their own assumptions because they haven't proved reality in the sense of matter, energy, space, and time is actually a valid position to take. By this I mean they haven't empirically proven that matter and energy and space and time exists as fundamental elements, that they are actually objectively real, separate and divorced from humanity and indeed from God. And until they do this, they can't demand that anything be verified within their environment, their conceptual framework. Claim that God is supernatural and therefore separate in a fundamental conceptually distinct way from the rest of existence isn't proved, because God is only supernatural if the natural world in the way that atheists describe it exists. And until they prove this, they can't claim that God is supernatural, because it could only be supernatural if the natural world exists in terms of a environment or a conceptual framework that is objective. However, if God exists, which we claim he does, and if he spoke the world into existence, which we claim he did, then the world, the universe, isn't matter, energy, space, and time in terms of an objective reality divorced from humankind, because he spoke everything into existence, and if he spoke matter into existence, and we're part of that matter is a concept formed by God. So God is separate from his creation, but it's not a creation that is separate from him, in the sense that if we create an idea, we are separate from that idea, in that we are in authority over it. But the idea is not separate from us, because it is dependent on our formulation of it. So matter, energy, space, and time as conceptual ideas are not divorced from us, because we are all part of the same creation made by God. But it's not a physical universe, it's a conceptual creation that God created as ideas, as formulations that were communicated to us. So it's this communication that exists, not some kind of reality that is existent somewhere as a self-contained thing of real entities that are objective, that somehow exist independent of any conception of them. Because every time we talk about matter, energy, space, and time, what we're talking about is concepts. And the concepts only exist within the conceptual framework that we use. If we didn't have any concepts, if we didn't have any concept of time, there couldn't be time. And if we didn't have any concept of space, we couldn't understand it, talk about it, or visualize it. But so it's the concepts that God created and communicated to us and gave us the ability to comprehend the information that he provided. So we can prove God within this conceptual framework. We can't prove this table within the matter, energy, space, and time framework, because no matter what we do, we cannot prove this exists. It's always in our mind, and everything that we say and do and test, it's all concepts. It's all concepts explaining concepts. So we have to get back to the concept that creates everything, or the concept that gives rise to everything. And that concept is God. God is the creator concept. God is the originating concept. He's the source of all our concept. He's the source of our understanding. So we can actually demonstrate God exists once we determine that God isn't made of matter, energy, space, and time, and neither is anything else.